What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Shy Gemini, and I am back with another review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 5, Episode 6. Baby, when I tell you I laughed so hard, I ain't never laughed so hard in my life at some of the things that took place on yesterday's episode. But let's get started. So we're going to start with actually K. Michelle. K. Michelle is getting ready to get the silicone removed from her body because she started having problems to the point where she couldn't walk. So I like the fact that K. Michelle is so transparent with things that go on. She's honest. A lot of these girls get these augmentations done, these implants, these butt shots and all this stuff. They lie. K. Michelle's like, look, I got it done. At first I was cool with it. Everything was all good. But then I just started feeling bad. So the silicone in my body is killing me. So she met with a doctor and he told her she had like motor oil in her body. I'm like, what? So they really use that stuff and you let them inject those things in your body? Like, ladies, I understand about body image because we all suffer from it. I do every day. I don't have a booty, okay? So I get it. You know, all my stuff is in the front. But, you know, I don't see myself doing something to put my health in danger. But then again, I don't have money like K. Michelle and them. So who knows? But I'm glad that she's shedding a light and like, look, this may not be the way to go. You can actually kill yourself, lose limbs. I seen the documentary about the women who were getting the injections and they lost limbs. So thank you, K. Michelle, for actually shedding a light on something that take your life. And you're not just showing the glamorous part of it. You're showing what actually can happen. So she has her surgery and they're showing parts of it. And I'm glad they didn't show like the real nitty gritty of the surgery, but they show her preparation and them, you know, doing what they had to do to get it out. And he said he would get as much out as he possibly could, but there still may be some in her body. So that's just, it's a sad situation, but I'm glad that she decided to take care of it and take her health seriously and get that stuff out. It's not worth it, honestly. So after the surgery, she's at home. She's reflecting on everything that took place and the fact that so many people that she has helped in the past, people she said she paid rent for, show her no support. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's like that. You do stuff for people, but when it's your darkest hour, there's nobody to be found. So I definitely can relate to that. But Moniece was actually giving her good advice. Like, you can't let them have the power over you. You know, it is what it is. Let that go. Keep your peace. You know, don't let that stress you out. But you know how K. Michelle is. She is not a forgiving person, and she gives me the vibe that she has that personality that she will try to get back at you. If you hurt her, she wants to hurt you. So just let it go, girl. I feel like when certain things like this happen, it's the best time to get rid of people because you know who's there for you and who will help you in your time of need. So to me, that's your way of cleansing your circle. Be grateful for that. But yeah, so she had the surgery and she has these scars that she has to actually deal with for the rest of her life. But I hope Kate is in good health now, and I hope she's still not having any complications after the surgery. Anyway, Apple Watts. Every episode that I see Apple Watts, I'm falling more and more in love with her because I feel like she's genuine. And I feel like she genuinely wants to make it. And it just puts you in a position where you just can't help but to root for her. And I'm like, I just want her to win. I want her to be happy. So she meets up with Lyrica and they're doing like this little stripper exercise thing. And Apple Watts asks about what's going on with A1 and old girl and Rockstar. And she lets her know that, you know, Rockstar used her to try to get back at A1. So Lyrica let it be known that she didn't appreciate him going in on A1 like that, and she jumped in to defend him. Honestly, I didn't see it that way, but whatever. So they're talking, and while they're talking, Applewhite's father, he calls her, and she kind of has like this strange look on her face, and we see why, because she only just met her father maybe a couple of years ago. He wasn't in her life. She's in the foster system because her mom, I think I heard her say that she was in jail, maybe. She was in the foster system, and her father basically didn't come and get her. He didn't come and try to make up for what her mother couldn't provide for her. So she's just a little leery about having a relationship with him, and she has questions like anybody would in that situation. Why didn't you come and save me from a bad situation that I was in? I was in foster care, and you weren't even there. You weren't in my life. So she has a lot of resentment about that. She even cried about it, and Lyrica said she ain't never met her father. So a story that's too common in the Black community. Unfortunately, I'm a daddy's girl myself, spoiled, rotten. Yes, even at my age, I'm very spoiled. So I couldn't imagine having my life without my father. Like, my father's been a part of my life, even though him and my mom weren't together, after maybe I was about 6. But my father was so involved in my life, it didn't even matter. So I can't imagine how that feels. And I feel bad for women who say they didn't have their fathers in their life. She meets up with her father and about the relationship, and she's let him know, I didn't appreciate the fact that you let me be in foster care. And you have 4 other children that you actually were in their lives and took care of them. And at first, her father was kind of ticking me off because it was like he didn't understand. He was like, well, I didn't know you were in the foster system. Okay, that may be true, but the fact that you didn't reach out to see what was going on with her, that's still bad. And when she explained how she felt, you can tell that he was like, okay, I get it. And he lightened his heart to really understand what she was trying to say. And she said, it's hard. It's hard to open up. I'm glad I said these things so far, but, I'm trying. And he said, if you need counseling and you want us to go to counseling together, I will pay for it. So I commend him for that. But he definitely has to understand why it would be hard for her to trust the relationship now, considering that he was not there her entire childhood. So I hope they can work that out. But yeah, I love Applewhite. I think she's genuine, and I really do hope she make it. She does need to tweak out her performance and her rap skills or whatever, but I like her. Tierra Marie, girl. Tierra Marie is giving her little spiel. She's working out with Akbar, and she's like, the situation has gotten her like questioning him, but he explained to her the situation, and she just has to trust him. Okay, girl. When Brooke and Bridget are meeting for a hair appointment, Paris comes. And basically, they start talking about the whole situation with Tierra. Paris is telling them about Akbar and his potential wife. And when Paris showed the picture of the woman, Brooke was like, oh, that's not even her. Like, she was like, because Brooke said she knows somebody that messed with Akbar too. He's messed with 2 of her friends in the past, and he's tried to talk to Brooke. So he be getting around. She showed her the picture of the wife, and she said, that's not even who I've seen him talking to. The woman he's talking to is much lighter than that. And I'm like, so it's a third woman? They've seen her at his gym, because he has a gym next to this cafe or whatever. So Paris was like, I really got to dig into this and find out what's going on, because this dude is slimy, he's grimy, he can't be trusted. So she gonna look more into that. But girl, I was just like, this is a mess. This is an honest mess. So when before they went, Paris was like, man, so now I got to go to the gym. You are funny as hell, and you be finding out the tea. You are Hollywood's Carly Red. So she goes to the gym and to pretend like she's working out. And she starts asking the girl questions. And she was like, so when did you start working out? And she's like, oh, I've been working out all my life. And I've been here at the gym basically for about 2 years. And she was like, oh, yeah, she's like, this is my, and Paris asked her, what does the MDE stand for? And she was like, oh, that's my boyfriend's music logo or something like that. She's like, oh, so your man owns this too? Y'all own it together? She was like, yeah, you could say that. Well, what's his name? She's like, Akbar. She's like, Akbar. She was like, yeah, I know Akbar. He messing with my girl Tiara. And then Nikki walks in, and she's basically on the incog confirming that the girl is messing with Akbar. So they're asking her questions like, so do you know he has a wife? And the girl casually was like, yeah. And you know about Tiara Marie? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, so y'all all like sad bitches, right? And I'm like, girl, you okay with that? So she basically let them know that she knows what's going on. She's okay with it. Was trying to make it like Tiara should be happy because Akbar has changed her life in a way. She's driving a nice car. She's driving their car. So they're sharing cars and stuff. And I'm like, girl, is you crazy? And Nikki was like, oh, so y'all like sister wives. I like Nikki this season. Even though she plastic as hell, I like her. But yeah, she trying to justify that crap. And she was like, yeah, maybe Nikki, you want to be involved too. And Nikki was like, oh, hell no, I don't want to be involved with him. He probably want to get with me, but I definitely don't want him. And she was like, your spirit is evil. And I'm like, girl, and your acting, again, this kind of felt staged because the girl, like the way she was talking, it was like she was reading off of a card. It was so just weird. But Tiara, you crazy as hell if you continue to be with this man and believe what he say to you, because these women are coming up and they actually here for it. So he got to be doing some real like brainwashing type of stuff. I don't know, but they basically was like, all right, we done here. Because girl, she did look a little like she'll beat some ass. Like the way she was standing, her stance was like, yeah, I kick your ass. Like, you might want to get out of here before I put you out. So they leave. I really don't want to focus on Rockstar. He's corny as hell. I can't stand him. And the more and more they introduce him to us, the more I get annoyed with him. And what was more annoying was they introduced that girl, Amber Diamond, who was dating Cisco while he was dating Tiara. And she talking about she trying to make it in the music industry. He only looking at her because he want to try to smash. Her mama walks up and they're like, how much for you to, produce a record or produce an EP? And she wanted to pay him $40,000 for a whole EP. He's like, EP is 7 songs. Like, it's definitely more than that. So she ended up agreeing, I guess, to pay him $40,000. She gave him $20,000 up front for the first session for them to meet and everything, and then he'll get the additional $20,000 once the song is finished or whatever. But baby, when they got in that studio, I hollered so loud. I'm looking at her. She in the studio. I had to write the song down. It was so hilarious. I'm gonna be like Forrest Rocks for a second and try to repeat the song. But I was just like, girl. She was like, don't trip, I won't snitch. Got liquor in the trunk. It's a drive-by. She was all out of key and like, it was horrible. And he was making fun of her. He reminds me, I have a friend that he is so slick at the mouth. You'll be talking and he'll be like kind of making fun of you without you knowing it. He'll be saying little slick stuff. And because we know him so well, we know what he's saying, but the person don't. And like when she was talking about her mom, after she came out the studio, out the booth, he was like, oh man, you killed that. He just lying to her. And I'm like, that's what these record execs do to these people that don't have no talent. They be lying at people. He lying like there's Whitney, Mariah, and then Amber Diamond. And she like, oh, really? thank you. My mama, I wonder how she gonna feel. Sometimes she be hating on stuff that I say, I do, and she always be giving me hard critiques and stuff, and she be judging the men that I be dating, and she be chasing men away. And while she was talking, he was doing like the violin, but he was being sneaky about it. And I'm like, girl, he is clowning you. He's roasting you. And I know when you saw this episode, you was pissed because he made a complete ass out of you. But my friend did the exact same thing. I be hollering. Like, how do people not know that you really actually roasted them? Girl, that was a mess. You need to hang it up. I don't know what you was doing. Keep your day job, girl. Music is not your thing. But we get to A1 and Miss Lyrica. A1 meets with Marcus after he does this video shoot. And he's talking to Marcus about the situation. Marcus is telling him that he decided to give Brooke another chance because he liked the crazy Brooke. He was done with Stasia anyway. I'm like, dude, whatever. But he's telling him, it made him feel good that she was taking up for him when Rockstar was trying to start with him. And I'm like, honestly, I didn't see that. Who saw her taking up for him? Honestly, I don't feel like she was. She was even laughing at some of his antics. I don't know. Maybe I misread, but I didn't see her taking up. But it's making him feel conflicted about the situation. So Lyrica has been trying to call him and contact him and talk to him. And so he finally decides to meet up with her. So when they meet up at the house, she's like, I did not have sex or do anything inappropriate with Safari. And I'm like, why couldn't you say that in the first place? And A1 said the same thing. Why couldn't you say that in the first place? If you would have just came out and said, this is what happened, this didn't happen, we wouldn't be in this situation. But you made your husband feel uncomfortable and you made him feel like you were having an affair with Safari because of the way you were acting, your behavior. So I honestly don't blame A1 for being mad at you because you gave him doubt that, he really thought you might have did something with Safari. She also tells him that she hasn't talked to Rockstar since that night because she didn't like the way he acted during her confrontation with Lyrica. And then A1 said because LaBrittany was disrespectful to his wife, he decided he's not going to work with her. So they both were happy with those decisions with each other. Lyrica goes on to tell A1 that she's pregnant. And that's why her emotions and she's been acting kind of crazy lately because she found out she was pregnant. A1 is happy because this is his first baby. He's excited. He's like, wow, I'm about to be a dad. We got to tell the family. Lyrica like, your family kind of hate me right now. Like, are you sure that's a good idea? But he was like, yeah, we're going to have a little dinner. We're going to meet with the family and we're going to tell them the news that we're expecting. Child, when we get to this dinner, A1's mother is there, his brother, and the brother's wife. A1, see, y'all boys, so I can't really fault y'all for y'all mama looking like that because y'all probably don't pay attention. But baby, A1 mama, what the hell was going on with you? What the hell was that? She was looking like a ghetto ass Wendy, ghetto ass Raggedy Ann, like some type of character. That shit was awful. I'm like, is that a lace front? Is that what is that? It was awful. And then the wife of his brother, I'm like, wigs just fucked up. Like, what the hell wrong with y'all? So when they walk up, the brother like, what's she doing here? I thought she was getting a divorce. Like, they wasn't happy to see Lyrica at all. So A1's brother, his wife was talking about the fact that Lyrica calls her to talk shit about A1 whenever she's mad at him, and she calls only when they're in trouble, but she never calls her outside of the drama. And Lyrica didn't appreciate the fact that she said she used those things against her. But I mean, if you only call them when it's drama, I could see somebody being annoyed with that. But they're going back and forth, and then Big Lyrica walks up with her fucked up wig. Like, everybody's wig fucked up. Just throw the whole family away. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Who's doing y'all hair? I don't like Lyrica's hair. For one, I think it's a little too bright. Them wigs was jacked up. Big Lyrica walks up and she's like, what's the commotion about? She starts singing already, and they go back and forth. She goes back and forth with the brother's wife. And then Lyrica's like, don't talk to my mother like that. And next thing I know, Lyrica throw water or whatever it is at the table. She throwing food. They start throwing food at each other. I mean, they just act a hot, ghetto, ratchet mess at the restaurant. And that's where this episode ended. And I'm like, Lyrica, you're pregnant. Why are you doing this? Like, why? And run the risk of you losing your baby because you... Like, I understand. I don't want nobody talking about my mama either. Baby, when somebody say anything bad to my mama or make my mama upset, I turn into the Incredible Hulk. I will destroy you if you come for my mama, okay? I get it, but you're carrying a life, so I feel like you was doing a little too much. But them wigs was so funny. I was cracking up. But A1 mama, no disrespect. Throw that shit away. Please, don't wear that no more. Do not wear that. I almost rather see you in the blonde wig than what you had on last night. No. But anyway, y'all, that's where it ended. The next episode looks like it's going to be interesting. But these storylines, it's filling Hollywood, because even with the scene with Lyrica and A1's mother and all them, it looked like A1's mother was laughing. So scripted, but whatever. That's it, y'all. Like this video, share, subscribe, join the family. But that's it. I will see you guys again for the next Love and Hip Hop episode. Have a good night.